What to do, Naysayer Nation? We are back once again for a special after show podcast. Hope you had a great week. Thank you for spending your Sunday evening with us once again. We got a special one tonight. Is of course the world premiere of Lanterns on HBO Max, the latest project from the mind of Jamess Gunn, and we've been talking about it. Some of us have been more excited than others, but definitely both looking forward to checking it out, and check it out we shall. So rather than having to end the show early or skip it, I was going to do a watch party regardless. I was like, you know what, we do a podcast literally an hour before it's going to premiere, might as well do it here. we can watch it live.
I don't know how it's gonna work, but we'll do it.
Well, I'm in my home office.
Yeah.
I have my PS5 Pro right here with my monitor right next to me, and I have HBO Max installed on my PS5 Pro. So all I have to do is turn it on, hop on Max, and start watching. And however you guys want to watch along, we can watch along, and then when it's over, we can talk about it.
Okay. I wasn't sure, because sometimes people will do watch parties where everybody's watching on the Discord or whatever. So there's gonna be I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes where we're just both kind of watching, and nobody's gonna be able to hear anything, and it's gonna be weird. Yeah.
Well, they'll be able. Well, hopefully they'll be watching along on their own, so they'll be hearing the show from their own.
If you're on my Discord, I guess what I can do is I can share my screen, and you absolutely 100% have to mute yourself, and I will stream what I'm watching in case you don't have HBO Max. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah. That way, if you do want to watch along and you are in my Discord, we can make that happen.
Yep. Discord, jayshockblast. So regardless, you should be able to watch along and enjoy it. Oh, this I just pulled it up, and it just reminded me that I need to catch up on my adventures with Superman. So that's going to be another thing for me to watch later. But first off, what's up to the chat? Hello, Gio. Welcome. Congrats on being first. What's up, Old Man Eastwood, Super Patrick, Calvin, Roderick. What up, Mikey? What's up, Gabe? How you doing? How's everyone? What's up, Benji? Thank you for hanging out. I'm excited. It's an exciting time. It's been an exciting week. A lot of stuff been happening. A lot of nonsense, as is the case. Some good stuff. We had D23 this past weekend, and it's very exciting, especially if you're a Kingdom Hearts fans. But also some really cool Marvel stuff. We got another trailer for Avengers Doomsday, which was absolute gas. We could talk about that. They had full Marvel panel. We had, which I live streamed on the channel. We had debut trailer for Vision Quest, new trailer for Doomsday, and then we had the announcement of part of the MCU X-Men cast, which pretty much confirmed the main rumored casting choices, except for a couple surprises. We did not know who Indy was going to play. She said she wanted to play Mystique, ended up being cast as Rogue. They ended up going with a totally unknown Broadway actress for Storm, which I'm here for. Broadway is perfect for Storm. And then of course the big surprise was freaking Adam Driver as Mr. Sinister.
Apparently he's been holding out for this role too. This is what he wanted. I guess they wanted him to be Magneto initially, and he wanted to be Mr. Sinister.
Appreciate the five, Raw. Yeah, apparently I remember Feige mentioned something that they would come to him every year with an offer and try to convince him to join the MCU, and he would just turn them down, and they just come back the next year. And I guess, and it was finally his time. He was like, "You're doing the X-Men movie. I want Sinister, and you don't say no to Evan Driver." So we're getting.
I think he's perfect,
and I think it's going to be right. I think the cast. Someone mentioned that the cast is unusually hot, and true, but also I think the choices seem pretty spot on. My only question mark is going to be Rogue, because we've been down this road before. A promising young actress gets cast to play Rogue, and it was a total disaster. So hopefully it's not this time.
I haven't seen Obsession. I haven't seen anything she's in. The only thing that I've seen with her in was a YouTube or like a Facebook video where someone at Fanatics Fest found her and gave her a graded copy, sealed Call of Duty 4, I think. I guess it's like her favorite Call of Duty. And she sounds like she has a fairly normal voice. And I mean, Jubilee has got to have, or not Jubilee, Rogue has got to have a very deep Southern accent. Yes, we saw Spider-Man.
You missed it.
So I just, and I haven't heard the kid that was cast as, Charles Xavier, but I saw he's from New York.
He's also like 40.
Is he?
Yeah.
I just saw like a quick picture and it made him look young. Okay, but like even still, whoever he might be, my concern is it feels like the British are really good at doing American accents or like basically no accents, but I feel like every American I've ever known trying to do a British accent is terrible, and I'm assuming that they know what they're doing. Okay, but like,
how many actors do you know, Jay?
I just mean in general. Like granted actor, yeah. I trust their judgment.
Literal professional actor versus guy you met at the bar.
Listen, I'm just glad we're not sitting here talking about something more ridiculous cast as some of these characters. Like who are some of the people they always were talking, like Morgan Freeman as Professor X and shit like that. Like
I remember Giancarlo Esposito was a popular choice for Magneto online.
Very.
Yeah. If she doesn't have a Southern accent and doesn't say sugar, I don't.
Right. Yes, it is. It is very, very important. Like it is part of her character.
It's literally a core. Just like how Channing Tatum takes his role as Gambit very seriously. You don't hear him speaking with an American accent. You don't hear him speaking with a California accent. It's I'm making a name for myself, because that's how Gambit talks.
Yeah, like it's just one of those things. Like it is. Yeah. So like, look, as long as she can pull that off, I think she could, like, looks wise, you can make her look the part. I think they nailed it with Storm. I mean, I've seen some of her pictures of just her natural hair, like looking stormish, and it's perfect. It's so perfect. I saw somebody call her light skin. I'm like, what are we talking about here?
She's literally
like she looks perfect.
Literally looks exactly like the comic.
Yeah. So like, I really think they're off to a great start.
They know. Obviously, Samara Weaving is literally Emma Frost.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with most of these people, so I don't care. Like, if they pick the good actors, that they all seem to look the part, which is great.
They all look the part.
And that's all I'm hoping for. What I'm really glad is that everybody is young. This is like the start of the Avengers saga, right? Like, exactly. They weren't all super young, but they were all pretty early in their careers. They'd done some stuff, but like, we didn't know a lot about Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans.
Pretty much no one knew who they were.
Yeah, like, I mean, Jeremy Renner had done some things. I think he'd done the Town at that point.
Yeah, apart from Scarlett Johansson, like, everybody and Robert Downey, and even Robert Downey was
on the come up.
he was more
Yeah.
he was more on the
Yeah.
on the downturn. He was more infamous than famous,
Right.
but he was known and respected as a talented actor, but he was like pretty much on his way out of Hollywood at that point. Scarlett Johansson
Yeah.
was Scarlett Johansson and Samuel Jackson were the two actual stars that were established that joined early on. Everyone else was just kind of
Was ScarJo actually though? Because I feel like her coming out was kind of Iron Man.
No, ScarJo was already massively famous.
Interesting. I don't remember it that way, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, yeah.
No, she had
But Jeremy Renner wasn't the star of those movies. Like doing those movies is one thing. Like being the star, like like he wasn't star power. That's kind of what I'm saying. He had, like I said, they had done some good stuff.
Yeah, he wasn't like a household name or like a big superstar for sure. But yes, Samuel Jackson and ScarJo were the exceptions to that rule because before she was in Avengers, before she was in Iron Man, I already knew me and pretty much the whole internet were very familiar with Scarlett Johansson and her work. She was a very very well loved. She was very well loved. And she popped off. I remember what was that movie she did with Bradley Cooper? Like this was like literally I think it was like right before Bradley Cooper. He's just not that into you. I think was. But she did this real big rom-com right before Iron Man 2. She also had roles in like Black Swan. She was in a bunch of. She's been acting like forever, but yeah, ScarJo had blown up as like the next, basically like Sydney Sweeney on steroids. Like she was looked at kind of like one of those actresses on the come up. Like she's going to be the next big bombshell. Except she was more known in movies rather than in TV like Sydney was. But yeah, ScarJo was on the rise. Obviously, Samuel Jackson was already well established because he's been in everything for like 40 years. So
yeah, I don't really see. Yeah, I see she was in some stuff. So yeah, but all right, whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, I know what you mean. So
yeah, I was very well aware of who ScarJo was before she was with. I was like, oh my god, Scarlett Johansson is this. I was like, yeah. As soon as I saw the trailer for Iron Rich, I was like, oh, ScarJo. Oh, I was like, yeah. I'm checking this one out. The cast is pretty young. Samara Weaving's like 34. Their Professor Xavier is like 40. Everyone else is fairly young. So if they intend to they make this like a 10-15 year thing, they have plenty of runway now with this cast. Difference is ScarJo's a good. That too, yeah. ScarJo is also a good actress. I mean, Sydney Sweeney isn't a bad actress by any means. Like I think she gets some flack because probably for political reasons, but actually seeing her act, she's not a bad actress. I mean, she looked bad in Madam Web, but everybody looked bad in Madam Web. That movie was horrible, but she actually does good work. She's obviously not as talented as Scarlett Johansson, but she's not a bad actress at all. She's actually pretty decent. But no, she's this is I have a good feeling about this X-Men project. What did you think of Vision Quest? I was immediately sold when I was skeptical, and then I saw that we're just getting James Spader play James Spader, and I was sold immediately.
I saw Robert California pop up on the screen, and I was like, hell yeah, we're in. Because like my wife and I just watched his season of The Office because I finally convinced her to go through The Office, and she's loving it.
It's so good.
And he was really good on The Office. So he's just good in general. So like I'm actually
Yeah,
looking forward to this. I like what they're
yeah.
doing here.
Yeah, it's basically his Robert. He's basically playing James Spader, but it's like his Robert California mixed with his Blacklist performance. Like
Yeah.
it's basically just Blacklist. I was like, yeah, I'm here for it. I don't care what else
Yeah,
they got.
he looks really good. Um there were some people that in the trailer I was like, "Oh, who is that?" And I looked it up, but I was a little disappointed that they've got a couple characters that are it looks like are going to pop in there. But I don't know. I don't know if you noticed them. There's a guy they showed shooting in what looked like a hallway or something, and apparently that is Paladin. And then they showed this girl that looked like she was doing some kind of magic,
Yeah.
and that was I guess she goes by Coat of Arms.
Okay.
Um, uh, something Molinari, and I guess she's also Speed's girlfriend. So obviously Tommy is Speed.
Yeah.
So
That's my
we
season.
found Wiccan in Agatha all along, and now we're gonna find Speed here. It
Yeah.
looks like.
Yep.
So
Oh,
I'm in. I wasn't like hyped for it. I didn't know how they were gonna do this,
yeah.
but twice Doctor Doom. Yeah.
I wasn't. Yeah, Vision Quest. I was like, whatever. We'll see. That was definitely a. I'll wait for the trailer because I wasn't like super hyped, but especially after how disappointing I was with WandaVision. But yeah, just as long as James Spader has enough screen time, I'm good. Looks fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very intrigued to see where we go with this. Obviously, we know that Doomsday and Secret Wars is kind of gonna
Yeah,
rewrite everything to begin with in ways.
and,
So
and apparently Vision Quest is one of the required viewings for Secret Wars. So they say.
yeah, that makes sense.
So
I'm
yeah,
wondering if we get Ultron back, like if he kind of pops out of there somehow.
yeah, because it seems like it seems like there's fragments of. It seems like it's all a lot of this is taking place inside Vision's head,
Yeah.
inside the programming, because I'm guessing Ultron wasn't fully destroyed because part of him resides inside of Vision's programming since he technically created Vision, and that's how they're going to roll that.
Apparently, the other characters are the other AIs. I don't remember all their names. I think one of them was like Edith,
Yeah, the
and
only one I remember was Friday.
yeah, there was also one that was like kind of a dumb name, but I don't remember.
Yeah, the
I
only
don't
AIs,
remember which ones they were.
yeah, I remember all the AIs. I just remember Jarvis and Friday.
Yeah. So no, it wasn't Jocasta. I saw the names. They were all acronym ones. Like they
Yeah,
stood for something. They weren't
yeah.
like
What's up, Capte? And of course they capped it off with that brilliant new Doomsday trailer.
I
And
love it.
I said this, like, I feel like the trailer so far, Doom seems to just be kind of hard carrying it. Like there was some cool stuff here and there, but for the most part, everything really just is like all about Doom. It's kind of giving Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight, where I feel like he just he just sucks the air out of the room and just steals every scene and everything. He's kind of just hard carrying. But
I
there's some good performances around him.
I hope we do not get another trailer for 4 months. I
Yeah,
don't want to see anything else. Like I've seen like they've shown us okay, Doom is a monster.
yeah,
Right? We saw that little flip thing he does off of Avengers Tower. We see I mean Pedro went full Pedro in
yeah.
that trailer. It was phenomenal. Like I don't need to see anything else.
No,
I just want to go to that movie seeing as little as possible and experience it. And I feel like that trailer showed nothing while showing everything. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And like just that one line from Pedro to Doom, because you know the history there. Like we all know the history between those two, and like it was so good. I already know that. Like I don't know if you saw this, but Spider-Man hit 2 billion today,
yes, I did.
and this movie is going to it's a $3 billion movie, quite possibly.
It feels like it could be just for the hype because I know people I understand. Mostly don't understand. I know grifters going to grift, but Pedro Pascal hate is just so forced. Like, yeah, I know he's in a lot of stuff, but he's in a lot of stuff because he's a great actor. like he's a great actor. Like, they didn't have really time to build up really anything with Doom. They just kind of threw him in at the last minute, and yet in one scene, Pedro Pascal is able to convey this long, deep history with this character that literally they just threw in at the last minute because they had to replace Kang.
and it tells the entire story. Just that one line, you just know. And like Doom does, and I don't know what they're doing with like Robert Downey's like Doom voice is crazy. Like, I know we're not like experiencing a lot of it yet, but like I'm sold. And I haven't looked lately, but my theater, I got the first possible tickets I could get at my theater, and I already was stuck in like the first section, the last row of the first section. And the last time I checked, which was like the day after they went on sale, there were only 13 tickets in the entire theater left. I haven't checked since then, but I guarantee you that showing is sold out. I guarantee you that whole day is sold out. I guarantee you the next and Spider-Man wasn't like that. Spider-Man was like 90% full. So I
had to refresh. I had to keep refreshing, like because they said what time was going to be on, so I got on a little early.
Yeah,
and start refreshing, and then the tickets went up a little early, but the site kept crashing because everybody was trying to get on. So every time I try to confirm a ticket, it would give me an error saying it was no longer available. And I got lucky, and finally 2 of them got through in a decent section. It was nothing like, it was way easier. It was completely easy to get the brand new day tickets. Like, so I already know.
So Spider-Man was harder?
No, Spider-Man was easy.
Like, you said it was way easier for brand new. I got okay. Oh, duh. Okay, yeah. My bad.
Yeah, brand new day.
I misunderstood.
Yeah, brand new day. I just went on, got the tickets, bounced. Doomsday, I'm sitting there for like 10 minutes refreshing, trying to figure out why, trying to go through different times, trying to get the site to work because everybody kept trying to get on, and it was just like it was madness, and I somehow got them. So I already know Doomsday is going to do ridiculous numbers. I mean, and that was before this latest trails. I mean, everybody's quoting them now. Hell answers to be.
Yeah, my showing was great. My showing, like I said, when I got I would say my showing was about 95% full. It was like, I think we went at like 11 a.m. on a Thursday, and it was like almost as packed as it could get. There might have been like a couple single seats open.
Yeah.
But like I think Doomsday is going to be standing room only. I think they're going to like get lawn chairs and try to sell those. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we got these aren't fire lanes. Yeah, you can just put a couple lawn chairs. You know, you can see it too.
People definitely going to be sitting in aisles.
Yeah. You want to sit on the stairs? You got it.
That movie's going to be
get your $50 popcorn bucket.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, like, overall, like if you remove Doom from the trailers, the trailer doesn't look that good.
Right.
But
I think that's the point, though. I think the point is, and that's what I love about it, is we're just seeing them stand around, talk about how great Doom is. And that's all I need.
Yeah, nothing's real. They did the teasers in the beginning where it's just like, oh, here's Thor, here's Cap, and then we got the beefy trailer, and then you got to see the X-Men fighting and everything like that, and all that's cool. But then you get Doom, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, because a lot of the trailer you kind of get reminded, like, you got to see Mystique in her stupid Karen haircut, and kind of got reminded of how the Avengers roster has kind of deteriorated all this time. like you got Sam Wilson, Cap, and Shang-Chi, and I'm just thinking about like some of the people who may have not been keeping up with some of the latest MCU stuff post Endgame, looking at the trailer like, who the fuck are all these people? like who's that? Like, who's that? Oh, that's Shuri. Oh, okay, who's that? Oh, that's That's no more. Who's that? That's why is Captain America black? Oh well, that happened in the at the end of Endgame. Remember, he passed the shield off at the end game, and then there was like a D plus show, and then there was a movie that was kind of like a Hulk sequel that didn't do that well. It was cool, and then I enjoyed. I think I'm going to enjoy it overall. Like the Doom is carrying Chris Hemsworth. Credit to Chris Hemsworth. Like he's doing some actual good work in this in the trailer so far. His acting has been really good. It looks like I'm glad that he's not playing Fortnite and drinking beer and just being a joke. Like this looks like finally a project where they're actually going to take the character seriously, even if he is getting absolutely hard gap by Doctor Doom.
They rather continue Spidey and his amazing friends because it just made $1 billion in 2 weeks. Yes, give me Spidey and his amazing friends.
$2 billion. Yeah, they're gonna be making Spider-Man movies till we're all 90.
Yeah. And roll Tom out there with Zendaya in their wheelchairs.
Yeah, like $2 billion. Are you kidding me? They're already planning like 5 more movies. What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah,
I keep seeing everybody putting. I mean, I know that there's been kind of like official talk on Nova, but man, until I see something really, really real,
he's been hurt too many times.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you know what I did see on Instagram the other day? I remember how we've talked before about the AT&T Lily Girl was supposed to be Squirrel Girl. I had never seen anything from that. Like, they actually recorded a bunch of that season before it got canceled, and one of the actors actually like had some stuff and showed it on his Instagram. I wonder if I still have it. And I was
I know you still have it. You bookmarked it immediately.
I think I put it on my Discord. But like it was they were going to be in Cleveland, which makes sense because they were the Great Lake Avengers, which they're always supposed to be a joke. And it was basically like the Great Lake Avengers. This might be it. I don't know if I can see it because am I logged into my. All right, here we go. I think people will find this at least a little interesting.
Jay's never beaten the allegations.
So I don't know if I can make this any bigger. Okay.
That's
so Derek Thieler. So it says the team is supposed to be Squirrel Girl, Night Thrasher, Speedball, Microbe, Debris, and his character Mr. Immortal. So obviously Mr. Immortal was in She-Hulk, right?
Yep.
So Squirrel Girl would have really blown up, and I would have had a hard time hating if she was Squirrel Girl.
He would have by a hard time. He meant he would have been hard the whole time.
I'll go with it, but yeah. So this I'm assuming was Night Thrasher. I don't know how I feel about this group, and I guess that was supposed to be Tippy Toe. That looks real. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
Yeah. Captain America says don't litter. There's actually a scene with Squirrel Girl being terrible. So like they were pretty far in this project. Like I never realized how far they actually got, but like apparently they weren't supposed to have cameras and they weren't supposed to like do any of this stuff. But this is where they start to lose me. That was supposed to be Night Thrasher, and that is worse than Spider-Man's first suit. Night Thrasher actually has a pretty sick costume in the comics.
Don't worry about it, Gabe. They played Marvel Rivals. They've seen worse and heard worse.
So I don't really know what we were doing here. I guess.
Whoa.
Cleaning shit. Yeah, that was an outfit. Like I said, it would have been tough. But yeah. But like the Great Lake Avengers was this group right here. They were terrible. You had Big Bertha, Flatman, I think is what he was called. But this was basically supposed to be the group right here.
They should definitely bring her back for Squirrel Girl in the next phase.
There's no one else that could be Squirrel Girl. Like, I don't know how old she is now, but like, you know,
she'd be a perfect age. Squirrel Girl is a lot more popular now thanks to Marvel Rivals, so I think they should definitely bring in Squirrel Girl and Jeff the Land Shark into the MCU.
What? Like, why doesn't it bring me any other person? You Google them, and the first thing it brings up is their Wikipedia. She is 1987, so 39. Oh, she's born in Russia. Crazy. Ooh, I have different feelings now.
Oh, you like her even more? Oh man.
Okay, actually, today it would have been Uzbekistan. She was born in the USSR, going that far back. So, anyway,
Jay's always in incognito mode when he's searching Squirrel Girl. He knows.
I have nothing to hide.
He loves it.
So anyway, I thought that was interesting though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
Speaking of canceled greatness, did you see the Star Wars RPG footage that is circulating on Twitter?
No.
There was just some footage came out of a canceled Star Wars action RPG where you would get to play as Jedis and Mandalorians. It's a third-person action RPG, and it looked fucking awesome.
Oh, who is making it?
And it is dead. I think I retweeted it because I was very upset. Let's see. This was being made by Etcher Games and Natural Motion before Zynga shut the studio down. It looks amazing.
Zynga, like the
mobile. It's the mobile studio, the mobile publisher. Let me share it because we know Jay loves his Star Wars.
I just started playing the Old Republic again. I wanted to get a playthrough in Magellan.
Yeah, be first. Let me.
Oh, this looks good.
Blow this up.
Is this supposed to be like what do you call it? Like PvP, or was you said there's an RPG?
There's a third-person action RPG.
Oh, this looks cool.
Yeah, like this looks awesome. Like literally, we've been saying we wanted I wanted like an open world action RPG in the Star Wars universe where you can pick different roles. You could be a Mandalorian, you could be a Jedi. You just like go different paths. I thought that would be such a cool concept for a Star Wars game, and of course
Nintendo Switch. Believe it or not, I think the best version of KOTOR is on Nintendo Switch.
Jay is the expert.
I mean, you can do it on PC with mods and everything, and I'm sure it's fine if you know how to do all that stuff. But like the best vanilla version, I believe, is Nintendo Switch. You should be able to get it pretty cheap. I did a part 1 in like 2022, and I don't know, something happened, and I had the itch, and I'm like, I just want to get a full playthrough in again. And I was not subtle when I named my character, because like at the beginning of the game, you don't know who you are, and it like any other BioWare game, like even Mass Effect, you create your character, and normally I would just name it Jay, but I named it Revan. So if you've never played the game and you watch my game and you're like, why is your character named Revan? You'll see. I've barely told this story before. I know I told it here at least once, but I didn't want to make a big thing about it, and I don't think this is making a big thing about it. So when I was at Summer Game Fest, I was waiting at the place where you went to get your Uber, and there was a guy waiting to get an Uber next to me that had a Saber shirt on, Saber Interactive, and I after we exchanged pleasantries because I was wearing a Red Sox hat, and he said he was also from the area, and I said, all right, listen, I'm not going to bug you too much about this, but just let me know, do I like my favorite game of all time is KOTOR? Do I still have reason to have hope? He goes, oh yeah, we're doing it. We're still doing it. We're still working on it.
Yeah,
you're good.
Hopefully that guy wasn't replaced by ChatGPT.
Right? I did see that. I'm gonna be real with you. Obviously, people react negatively anytime anybody in a position of power says anything remotely that isn't like some boilerplate PR nonsense. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of laughed at what he said. I don't care. I know that everybody's like up in arms over the AI aspect, but like, I don't know, man. I'd be pretty pissed too if somebody like broke their NDA and whatever. But
broke their NDA and exposed the fact that you were using AI without disclosing it directly, violating many guidelines and labor laws.
Maybe no, I didn't look too deep into it. All right, I saw the core aspect of it.
I would recommend you look a little deeper into it before you have any hot takes.
All I saw was, from what I understand, it was not super deep and it was placeholder stuff. And honestly, like, people use AI so much now, I do not care if people are using it to get them through the process a little bit.
Yeah, it was not placeholder stuff. So the story is, for those who don't know, this woman who's she's a well-known, decently well-known writer in the video game industry, and she started making posts about how she'd been fired from an upcoming game that Saber was working on, and replaced with AI, and then the trailer came out for the game. It's called Rideshare. It's basically like a crazy taxi, except you're basically like an Uber driver, and you're riding around with passengers. And she reacted to the trailer by saying, "Oh, this is the game that they fired me and replaced me with ChatGPT on." So in response, they had denied the use of AI, and then when her tweet, I think she puts on Blue Sky, her post on Blue Sky blew up.
Blue Sky.
The CEO responded to her allegations that they were using generative AI without disclosing it, and even though the game was on Steam and you're required to disclose that on Steam. And he responded with one of the wildest statements I've seen for her CEO. I mean, he literally started off by saying, "Stella, who?" I had to ask Claude who it was. This is in reference to the employee that he fired.
I'm not gonna lie though, that's a fucking baller line.
That's not a balling. That's actually extremely cringe.
I don't know, man.
It's extremely cringe and weird to act like you don't know the person who you hired and fired on your video game project as CEO. That's extraordinarily cringe. Like, and then he's basically said at the end that he was happy to replace her with AI because at least she's programmed for honesty, implying that she's lying. Except he confirmed that they are in fact using AI and didn't disclose it because he said they were going to finalize, they were going to finalize some stuff before we were going to talk about, which is not how that works. You're supposed, when you're using generative AI, which they were, you need to disclose that completely what you're doing, especially if you're putting something up on Steam. And after listening to the trailer, very clearly they didn't just use the AI for this game mode, for this free roam game mode. They also clearly use AI voice acting too. Like the voice acting was very clearly AI, like noticeably AI, and like not the good, not like, oh, this is good for it. No, this is like bad AI voice acting. So I was like, so it
You know
looks
what
like,
the ironic part would be is if she was actually also bad at her job.
I've she's so no one so far has seen to think she's bad at her job. They hired her. She had some decent credits before, from what I saw. So I think uh, but keep in mind, and then people also brought up when this blew up that this was the CEO. They said they weren't surprised that the CEO is a dickhead because he's also an Asmongold fan, which also kind of starts kind of painting a more clearer picture of what this situation, what this guy's character.
Man, so this is like that meme when the worst person in the world like makes you laugh kind of thing. Damn.
Yeah, so it's like, so the rabbit hole gets deeper and considerably shittier the further
I
you
didn't
go
go
down.
that far down. I just thought that the initial thing that I read, I was like, well, I understand why people are crying about it because nobody's ever going to take the big strong CEO side. But I laughed a little bit, but whatever. I also forgot about it until you brought it up again, so I didn't get too invested in it.
Saber. A lot of people are now invested in it. Saber's getting a ratioed Sony style right now.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, it's just never a good idea to take on the internet. It's not worth it. No matter how right you think you are, there's a certain point where you got to bail. You got to cut bait, cut your losses, and just don't do it. Look at I don't know if you've been following this the bricks and minifig situation. I know we talked about it before.
Yeah.
But I still keep up with it, and I think that company is like their corporate is about to lose everything, and they may actually go out of business because of their.
Yeah, well, you're shitty. It turns out there's sometimes consequences.
But I guess the thing is that they've been doing this for years, and they actually thought that they could bully, like, just keep bullying people into, like, well, you could just sue us, but it's going to cost you more to sue us than you would ever get back. So I don't really think that's wise. They really pushed that agenda, and like that was their tactic with everything. Yeah. And they had like shell companies all lined up, but they might catch some RICO charges on this because, as it turns out, through their own paperwork, they found out like the store, like part of the situation that made this even more wild is that like the store that the Star Wars Lego happened at, they got taken over by this evil group of owners that owned a different franchise. Okay. So they like the franchise was taken from them, and they made it sound like this was a sudden thing. But through their own paperwork, they found out that the process for this started 6 months prior. And this was a planned takeover, and they just waited for the right moment to strike and take that franchise away from them. And they've done the same kind of tactic to other franchise owners, and they basically come at them and threaten them by saying, you could sue us, but you're going to lose monies doing it, even if you win. So, and that's what they said to the guy that
brought down by YouTuber.
Yeah, that's what they did to the guy that owned the Lego. That's what they did to the store owner. That's what they did to another store owner. So, but like, I guess they're gonna possibly catch some RICO charges because of the way that they presented everything.
Yep. Yeah. This is one of the cases where the internet is a very good thing. It holds assholes accountable sometimes.
And my favorite part about it was that when it all started, they sent out this memo to all their other stores, and basically were like, listen, this is the way the internet works. The first 2 weeks of the cycle is really hard, and then the next 2 weeks it starts to calm down, and then from weeks 4 to 8 it slowly trickles into nothing. So we just need to weather this initial storm and we'll be fine. They really thought that. Like they really thought that, but like the rabbit hole, like once enough people start getting involved, like once it moved on from just being Reckless Ben and it went to all these other YouTubers that are like, holy shit, like what the hell? Like that's it's they're fucked.
Yeah. This was maybe like Sound Strategy in like 2015, 2014, but now people are considerably more chronically online. So and a controversy like this, it'll just keep compiling and compiling, like this Wolverine drama, which our friend Caboose is now involved in. I just saw someone made a diss video about him.
Not the same person.
No, this I don't know if you remember him, but this guy Amazing Lucas, he's a game political commentator who he had beef with Evan Flarka back when Spider-Man 2018 came out, because he was one of the people part of the Raimi army that were harassing Insomniac because the Raimi suit wasn't in the game on day one. Yeah, he was one of those people. He was the content creator pushing that nonsense. So yeah, he just made a diss video to Caboose in response to Caboose's video, kind of talking about all the Wolverine drama, because it's ridiculous. So I covered the preview stuff for Wolverine because creators, journalists got to fly out to Insomniac, play the game early, and this past week they were able to give their impressions, and they had Insomniac provided some B-roll as well, so we got some new gameplay out of it. And Twitter pretty much is the only platform doing this, of course, because it's overflowing with grifters and PlayStation haters. So there just been a bunch of people just been picking apart every aspect of this Insomniac footage, and by pick apart I mean selecting certain
holding
clips,
a controller, I saw some stuff,
taking out of context, like taking stuff out of context and attacking it. And I've seen some insane takes. I saw some Xbox beat writer criticizing the Sentinel boss fight, not because of the mechanics, because he said, why are there robots in a Wolverine game? What does that have to do with Wolverine?
Yeah. I've seen some bad, like I have a friend who is admittedly like even a bigger Xbox honk than I am by a large margin.
Oh boy.
And it is what it is. It's fine. But like I responded to one of he's like, oh, I'm not excited for this. I don't understand why people think this is gonna be good. I'm like, because it's Insomniac, and like literally they have never failed me. I trust that they're going to make a great game, because those Spider-Man games are incredible. It's like, oh, I didn't like them. I hated them. Like, how? Like, how can anybody not like those games? Listen, everybody's entitled to their opinion. That's fine. I don't understand how you could just say they're bad. How you just don't like them? You just don't like superhero games.
If they were on Xbox, you would love them.
I'll bet that's the case. But like, here's the thing. Like, I did a stream of the Gears of War beta, just horde mode, and I hated it. Like, I'm honest. Like, I've never been a big Gears of War fan. I've never been a big Halo fan. Yeah. And I did some streams recently because of both of them, and I just didn't enjoy it. Like, I just don't like. They're just not my style game. But like, I do see why people that like if I was more of a third person like cover, flanker type player, then I can see why like people are into it. But like it's not for me. But I think it's good. Like, it definitely feels fluid. It looks good. But like, there's something missing for me personally. I just didn't enjoy it. So, but like, I don't know. I don't know how you could like that and not like these.
Well, a lot of this stuff is just clearly bad faith. Like, it criticized it for having a tutorial. Someone was making fun of the fact that Wolverine had essentially characterization. Like, Wolverine was they made it sound like it was a bad thing that Insomniac was exploring Wolverine's past and and issue and memory loss. I'm like, oh, so just the character of Wolverine. You're mad that they're portraying the character of Wolverine as Wolverine? Like,
oh, I saw like the middle blade thing, like that people
yeah,
are mad about that. I'm like, hasn't he done that before?
a lot in the comics, a lot. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Wolverine flips off people in the comics with his middle claw a lot. But yeah, like
I will say, I don't like the whole argument of oh, his suit just naturally rematerializes. I think that is a and I would say the same thing for Spider-Man. I do think that is a interesting thing to criticize. I think that's fair. And I hope there's a way to just turn that off. I don't want my suit to disintegrate at all. Just whatever. I don't care. Like just let my suit, I don't want battle damage.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah, because I know you can control the gore, and they mentioned in the notes that you can control the amount of suit healing.
I'm good with I'm good with that. But whatever.
Yeah, I don't care about the battle gems. I understand why. I think the speed of the suit recovery is what can be throwing some people off, which fair. Like I understand wanting the option of that, of a little more immersion in that. Not something I personally pay that much attention to. Like when I thought the Spider-Man 2 battle damage was cool, but something I barely noticed. And if they want to add that as a quality of life patch later on, like, maybe having certain costumes not regenerate, or that's something you want to throw on, I can see them that could potentially be something they add later down the line. But it's not something that I would consider like even remotely inconvenient or affecting my enjoyment of the game in any like meaningful way. Like that's just not that big a deal.
I meant to share that earlier.
Yeah, I saw everyone was posting that meme everywhere. Every time someone posted some news about Spider-Man Brandon Day, someone posted like 10 people posted that meme.
Yeah, it was the first time I saw it earlier, but I saw it on they hit 2 billion. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah,
people just continue to be miserable at everything.
I think this is the biggest problem. Like people will like say, "Oh, it's the shills. Oh, people shilling." No, the grifters are the issue, because it's to a point where you need people to hype up these games, because we've now gotten an entire industry of people that are only there to hate on certain things. Like these are the same people who told us that the Odyssey was definitely going to bomb are now the same people telling us Wolverine's trash, it's going to fail, is awful. And they were doing it from the very beginning. As soon as they saw Sweet Baby Ink, they decided, oh, Wolverine, doesn't matter what they show from Wolverine, everything's bad. This is how we're going to grift now. This is our new grift. No matter what happens, we have to hate on Wolverine. And it poisons the dialogue, because I'm sure there are people who have some valid criticisms of the Wolverine game, but it's being completely drowned out by all the bad faith actors and grifters who are poisoning, who've been poisoning the conversation around just all gaming and media since 2016. And it's just made discourse, especially on social media, a lot more difficult. And on Twitter at this point now, there's like no point in having like any real dialogue on Twitter, because it's just a complete disaster.
Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. Actually, sorry, I was trying to do two things at once.
Okay, boomer. Yeah, that's right. 3 minutes until lanterns. 3 minutes.
Yeah, I was trying to get ready to set up.
Yeah, I got my HBO open and set up. Over here, I'm a PS5. You gotta get your Discord ready.
Yeah. I was trying to see if I could turn it so like you could. It was just everybody was muted. Is that an option?
I never did a Discord watch party yet. I think I'm gonna do one for no, not Discord. I'm gonna try to do something for GTA in on the Patreon.
About to do lanterns watch party.
Discord sounds like a good idea, actually.
All right. But so
if I set up and mute. Everyone is good to fair game. Yeah, the main grifters who make content, yeah, they're definitely pre-ordering the game because they're gonna have to make as much content on as possible. Their followers don't buy games, like they're LARPers. They don't actually play games. Yeah. So basically for me, like, do these people like anything ever? You know what I mean? Only if it's aggressively anti-woke. That's the only thing they'll take a stand on it. But their content, that's the thing. That's a funny thing. Because they've built their content largely around hating everything, they can't really talk that much about stuff they like. For the most of them, they don't get the same clicks when they say, "Oh, this thing is really good." No, they have to give their audience the next thing to hate on. Like they're trapped in an endless loop where they have to milk one thing and get them to hate on to the next thing. So their boycott, their push against Odyssey failed spectacularly. So they needed a new target. They're like, okay, well, we can go back to Wolverine. That's their next grift. Oh, it's already at the season finale of Superman. Damn. I gotta catch up to that. Okay.
All right, there's episode 57 minutes long.
Holy. I should probably pee first.
All right. So I've got it queued up. So that we'll watch it. People are jumping in my Discord. I've got like 4 or 5 people ready to watch. But I made it clear. So I will put an invite to my Discord if you want. If you want to watch along with us in my Discord, you basically would just join the call and you should be able to see the image. Just please, you have to be muted. If you aren't muted and you start talking, it is just going to make things complicated for everybody else. So there's a link to my Discord. We might have some restrictions where you can't do voice chat like for a certain period of time. I don't know, but we'll start when Sadot gets back. In case, hold on, let me unmute. And in case you guys aren't watching the after show, I'm going to start as soon as Sadot's ready, and we're going to watch the first episode of Lanterns. And obviously, everybody is muted. I appreciate that. Just make sure you stay muted. I'm going to mute again now. This isn't for chit chat. This is just to watch Lanterns, and it will be starting shortly.
All right, let me set it.
Perfect. All right, so yeah, it's all good, Gabe. But yeah, I
switch to my mic, my game headphones.
Yeah. So.
All right, ready?
Yeah. Are you ready to hit play?
Yep.
All right.
Skip the ad.
Yeah, I skipped the ad. I got watch the accompanying podcast.
And it still plays. All right, here we go.
So I got 1996 on my screen. All right, have a good one.
It's the John household.
Mm.
John Stewart household. There you go, Jay. A younger Hal.
I know. That's how it should have been. I think everybody should be able to hear on my end.
That's my Friday Night Lights coach.
Oh, it's blacking it out on my Discord. Oh, damn. Hold on, I have to press pause.
Jay
Okay, I think it's possible that HBO Max has some kind of like copyright protection. Shit.
Nuked your Discord.
Huh?
It nuked your Discord.
No. Like my Discord can't. It's a black screen. I think they can hear it, but they can't see it.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Let me. Damn, I'm sorry. Let me see if I can. Oh fuck! I'm gonna have to see if I can get it to work on Xbox. I don't know if I'm logged in. If I'm not logged into HBO Max, we might have to like nuke it because I think it's my brother's account. And
excited about a Green Lantern.
Say that again. Why won't my? I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know this was gonna happen. But I see like other people do stuff like this all the time.
Well, his
in
dad's a
their
psycho.
What's up? Yeah, I understand, Ski. I'm working on it.
Holy aura.
Hold on, I'm working on it. Wait, you're gonna be ahead of me now. You didn't pause? Can you hear me?
You want me to pause?
I had asked you to, yeah.
Okay. You still ain't fix it?
Well, I'm trying to get logged in on my freaking Xbox.
I rewind a little bit.
I was at the part where the dad came home. Last thing I heard was shit, dad came home. But like I can't get my I'm trying to get my Xbox to turn back on. All right, here we go. Do I even have
Tell Discord people to pay for HBO Max.
Yeah, well, I mean, this was kind of my idea because it's just easier to follow along for everybody if we're all watching it together, you know what I mean?
Let me see what Jay sees in the Discord.
Please be logged in. Please. Oh, of course it's updating. It's just a black screen. Devices. Elgato 4K Pro. We might end up having to like restart the whole thing. Please be logged in. Please be logged in. Give me a break. My internet connection is fine. What the fuck? All right. If this doesn't work, then Discord, I'm sorry. I wasn't anticipating this. We're not gonna be able to do it on Discord. It's just literally not letting me log into HBO Max. And I did an update and everything. It just won't work. All right. I apologize, Discord. I'm gonna have to. I can't do it this way. So Sadot and I are just gonna have to watch together. I apologize. But thanks for trying. All
Tech
right.
support. Tech support shop last.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. All right, I'm pressing play. It's when he was watching the TV and shit. Dad's home.
There's that. Yeah. Grab the apple. Talk about that. His dad is crazy.
What the fuck? God damn, that is fucked up.
Yeah, his dad needs to go to jail for that.
Holy.
Now he's all grown up. How?
My friend is like also texting me as all this is happening. Yeah. I'm gonna start sirring you.
I love their dynamic. What the hell? Oh my god! What the hell? Why are all John's mentors crazy?
All right, I just got to the title screen. That dude, this is off to a good start.
This is really good,
yeah.
as I knew it would be.
I thought it would be. My only issue is how grounded it seemed. That I've been consistent about that.
Mm-hmm.
$2016. Yeah. I like this guy. That's John.
It's a perfect John Stewart.
He really is. This is exactly what I expected Jon Stewart to be.
I see why Gabe is in love with him.
Platonically. Maybe even sexually. I will say he is a good Hal too. I'm not gonna lie. Just old.
I told you.
I don't like how old he is.
Yeah, I think it works.
So far, yeah.
Friday Night Lights. Woo. That's so messed up.
Motherfucker.
But Hal is such an asshole. I love it.
He didn't like that. Why didn't Hal just fly him there like a baby bird?
She seems nice.
What's his name? Aaron Pierre?
Nope. Got a runner. Ooh. Night night.
Hmm.
Bruh.
I haven't, sir. Hologram. I think you're like 2 seconds ahead of me, but it's fine. Uh,
It worked. Get it, John.
So she's obviously going to be something.
She's definitely an op.
I'm surprised in John. That was weird. Didn't seem.
Riz Stewart.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ha! Ha!
Holy. Yeah, they definitely got money. This is definitely sketchy.
So these people clearly know there's aliens.
I wonder when Sinestro shows up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that guy.
Seems young to be the dad, though. He's really good, though.
He was in the Mindy Project.
He was a doctor. Yeah.
He was really good.
My wife loves that show.
Yeah, I did too.
I remember him now.
I agree with your wife. He throws like you, Jay.
What?
The kid.
Throws like me?
He throws just like you.
I'm better than that. Maybe I used to be. Maybe not anymore.
Huh. Awkward.
Oh no.
Awkward.
Oh no. Oh no. Everyone in this town really is related.
Might have.
Waylon Sanders.
True. How you not know Harry Potter?
We're not quite there yet, Laquan.
Holy.
No, it's fine. You're fine. You're fine, bud.
Holy.
Damn. I just realized why the lawyer looks so familiar. That's Jason Ritter.
Oh yeah, that is.
Wait, we fast forward 10 years?
They actually did it. Wow.
I don't know. I mean, it's really good.
I just wrapped it up.
Yeah.
You done yet?
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
that was episode 1 of Lanterns. That was indeed quite an ending.
Yeah. I mean, I understand why they fast forward 10 years. So we're gonna obviously see what happens in between then. Obviously, lots to speculate about, but
Yeah, well,
I
see
thought
why
it was really good.
that was a great episode. Well, we see why they made him older. See why they cast Child as an older actor.
Yeah, I mean, you can go any direction. Yeah, exactly, Sly. That was an amazing episode for sure. Very, very well made, very easy to follow.
Very true detective.
Like,
A lot of green
yeah,
stuff. people say where the powers? They had that.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. They're obviously the reason you do a TV show is that you are able to ease your way into it a little bit more instead of like kind of going 0 to 60 and trying to tell the whole story in a short period of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought are the Manhunters? I believe so. Yeah, I believe the Manhunters themselves are usually.
You're talking about just the Martians in general.
I think that the Manhunters are like a separate group. So, but yeah, I do believe they are. Like any other thing, there's probably factions, but I'm not like an expert on the Manhunters, but I'm pretty sure they're typically depicted that way. Obviously, I think they great casting. I just wish Kyle was younger. You know, that's it.
Yeah, yeah. I understand, but I thought after seeing like the full context of the actual full episode, I think they absolutely nailed the casting. Obviously, big fan of Kyle from Friday Night Lights. I knew he would crush it performance wise, and he did it indeed. Crazy episode. I already know what the naysayers are going to be mad about, but I think when it comes to the premise of what they want to deliver a Green Lantern show in the style of True Detective, absolutely perfect. It's the way to start it.
Yeah, no, I think what I was hoping for out of Green Lantern story would have been more focused on the space stuff. And maybe we'll get there. I think this is a good start to establishing, of course, 2814 is Earth, so it's going to focus on stuff happening on Earth, not necessarily everything out in space, because theoretically you're supposed to be patrolling a sector. But I do feel like a lot of the stuff we saw in the trailers, like is happening in this first episode.
Almost, I think the majority of the trailer was the first episode.
Yeah, I think there was definitely some stuff that's probably in episode 2, but
there were a few shots from later on, but you could tell like the majority of it was from episode 1.
I also don't know that Hal is actually necessarily 100% dead there, because number one, he checked for the ring because clearly he doesn't have it.
Right.
So if Hal is dead, it would have chosen somebody else, and that somebody else might be Kyle Rayner, because I believe Kyle gets the ring before John, but I'm not 100% positive on that. It might be the other way around. But that's obviously an intriguing aspect of it. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that's obviously when it comes to death in superhero stuff, things can always aren't always what they seem, but that's.
I mean, he's set up to be the perfect Parallax, because when Hal becomes Parallax, like he gets all the gray hair and everything, and he looks like dead on Parallax. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I think it was great. My friend texted me, and he said, okay, as long as they stick the landing, it's a solid 8.5 so far. I think that's pretty fair.
It debuted at about a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. So
yeah,
I knew it was in for something pretty special. So I mean, I never doubted for a second. People were like from the first trailer hating and everything like that, and I was like, nah, this looks like it's going to be good. This looks like it's going to deliver exactly what they promised on the premise. So I'm letting them cook. I'm sure think it'll look even better for all the doubters in future trailers, but I knew I was sold on it immediately, and I was so far right to do so because it was a great episode. Love the writing. The cast is pretty good. It was legitimately funny.
So here's the thing: I don't know that they're killing him already. I think that's more of a foreshadow thing. I think in the next episode we go back to 2016 and we work our way through everything to get to the present day. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think Hal dying like that, maybe that's the first episode, but I don't think if Hal is actually dead, I don't think we get to that until the last episode. So everything that happens in between is going to be in between. That's just my opinion. And I'll also say I don't think
it's clearly what they're setting up, like how
Right.
to do time jumps and everything like that with the sort of story.
Yeah, and I don't think I ever necessarily hated on it. I think I just was concerned about it being so grounded, and my concern was always making Hal Jordan like old.
Yeah.
I didn't like him being old, and I still don't like him being old. I don't like starting off the Green Lantern universe in this brand new universe, this brand new DCU with Hal Jordan dead. Like he should be like I first of all nailed it with Jon Stewart. Like I don't think that might be one of the best casting I've ever seen. Like you could not have possibly ever like that is Chadwick Boseman Black Panther level casting. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like completely nailed it. That is what's his face? Superman. Henry Cavill. Yeah, Henry Cavill as Superman level casting, you know? Like you just see it, you know it, it's perfection.
Especially after the time skip when he got the face.
Oh yeah. But like my other thing though is like yeah, I'm intrigued to see where they're going with this because obviously we know that they had to like because at that point in time in 2016 there was still only one Green Lantern, so we know eventually Guy Gardner is going to happen, so there's going to be at least two.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure we've seen Guy Gardner in one of the trailers.
Yeah.
So I don't know when he gets his ring, but obviously it's going to have to be before 2026 by a lot because he's already done, Superman. He's already done Peacemaker. I think he was in there. Or wait, where did he show up?
He was in Peacemaker. Yeah, he was in Peacemaker season 2.
Right. Where was his first movie? Was it? Because he was before, because Peacemaker was before
his
Superman.
First appearance. No, his first appearance was his first appearance. I think was technically, what was if Peacemaker season 2 came after Superman, then his first appearance. Was I'm pretty sure it was Superman where he first was.
Yeah, because they had the Justice Gang in that Peacemaker episode. So, all right, I thought Peacemaker, the season he was in for Peacemaker was before.
Pretty sure it was after. Yeah, he debuted in Superman, and Superman in itself is like, what was it like? This was like 4 years into Superman's career when the Justice Gang had already been established, and then we had his appearance in Peacemaker season 2. So yeah, he's been around So at some point in between that time jump when they're investigating Nebraska, Guy gets chosen as an Earth Green Lantern.
Yeah, I'm sold, I was always excited for it. I just had a couple questions and I don't think they were unreasonable, I
think a lot of people are going to be well, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a lot of people. I know this the main hang up is going to be Hal Jordan dying, even though it's probably not permanent.
Yeah. I mean, like, because he technically dies in the comics too.
Yeah.
And so far, the people that I'm seeing talking about it online, Paul Tassi is praising it.
Because this is a great
Flash.
This is a fantastic episode. It was a fantastic episode.
Yeah, it does seem as though most people are pretty happy with it.
Yeah, it was great. It was interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how it builds that, because there's a lot going on, like how very clearly different, as John pointed out, very different than he was 10 years prior.
Yep.
And for some reason has not been updating his AI, his cloud backup, and as we'll see, he's going to need it. He's going to do it. But be curious to find out why exactly, and if John is going to remember to press him about it. Why he's not backing up his data.
So we know that Sinestro is going to come into play. I'm going to assume that Sinestro splits off at some point during this before Hal dying. And I don't know how you do this without Parallax coming into play. And if Parallax comes into play, then that means Hal is absolutely coming back in some form, because he died and then Parallax basically brought him back. But I've seen a lot of, so I was reading some stuff about William Macon, the father of the lawyer. And a lot of people think that's like a code name for him. And a lot of people think he's going to end up being Black Hand, which would make a lot of sense, because Black Hand ends up, working with and becoming like the Black Lantern. Black Lanterns are obviously death, and a lot of people came back to life during Blackest Night. It'd be crazy if this led to Blackest Night, but I don't know. I don't want to put the cart before the horse. This is all speculation. I don't remember the actor's name, but the way he answered the question was, maybe it could be a pseudonym, maybe I am William Macon, but because we don't know about the organization that he works for. So
yeah. I think, and also keep in mind, it seems like, appreciate the follow, Marty. I think the problem, I think people need to also take into consideration is that I think part of the reason they went with the True Detective vibe is that it's cheaper. It's obviously they spent some money. The effects are pretty good, but this is a kind of a lower key show, and if it does well, which I think it will, because it's extremely good, then they can definitely build off of it. And I think kind of that's what they were banking on. Hope maybe go a little conservative with this one, and then see how it goes. But HBO usually nails the television aspects, and I think they definitely have. If they stick to landing, I think they definitely have something to build off of for multiple seasons, as well as featuring in the movies, because they already shook up some stuff in the DCU. You see that they canceled the Wonder Woman show, Paradise Lost.
Yeah, which is a good call.
Yeah, which is a great call actually, because it's not even a Wonder Woman show. Like it was
it's the Themyscira show,
Yeah, it's the Themyscira show. This Game of Thrones style Themyscira show that takes place before Wonder Woman was born. I'm like that.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
Yeah, like when James Gunn was announcing the slate for the first time, that was the one project I was like, really? Like, because everything else is like, okay, Superman, of course, yeah. Batman Brave and the Bold, hell yeah. Green Lanterns, hell yeah, love it. Supergirl, Woman Tomorrow, let's go. And yeah, we're gonna have the Authority. I'm like, okay, that could be like a boys type of thing. Okay, and we're doing a Themyscira. Okay, Wonder Woman without a show without one. I'm like, nope.
No,
not that one.
I think what happened is Supergirl flopped. Superman did well, but not well enough. And you're kind of looking at it and saying, all right, we can't take the risks that we really want to take. So we need to get a little safer. And that was the message I wanted James Gunn to have, because I think we've talked about, I think that Supergirl being second was a huge risk. I actually saw an interview with Aman Vellani about Supergirl and why she didn't like it. And it was so thoughtful. And she's like, I don't think I need to see every great comic purely adapted, and I don't know that there was any way they were ever going to adapt it the way that it should have been properly. And I really I think she's got a brilliant mind. One of those people I definitely trust.
This is why, as I said on stream, and I stand on this. I think Kevin Feige should retire, and he should hand the MCU over to Ryan Reynolds and Aman Vellani. I think let them run it, and we're going to see absolute magic, because I think Aman Vellani is what has been one of the lone bright spots of the MCU post Endgame. I think she's a very talented actress, but above that, she's a huge comic book fan, extremely passionate, very knowledgeable, and they could do well to listen to her more often, because she was steering the right direction. And she was right. Like, yeah, I think the issue with Supergirl, yeah, it could have been, on paper it's somewhat risky, but I didn't think it was that risky, because I was giving them the benefit of the doubt that they would properly adapt the book, which unfortunately they didn't, and it didn't work out. Because I think what James Gunn was cooking was that he was thinking, okay, this could be our Logan. I think that was the idea, because it does have that vibe. Like Supergirl Woman Tomorrow comic does have that Logan type of energy. So I could definitely see how, if they had did it right, it could have hit like Logan did. But unfortunately, they did not do it right. and it kind of blew up in their face a little bit. But so definitely, but yeah, realistically, they should have probably started the DCU with a Superman, a Batman, and a Wonder Woman or Flash.
The Trinity for sure.
To start with like the great that they started with Lanterns, but they definitely tried to get that Batman movie out there earlier.
Yeah.
or something else, like the Flash, something else, something bigger than that, to land, to kind of establish everything. But because they have a lot of experimental stuff, like they canceled they canceled the Waller show as well, which makes sense. I didn't see why I didn't think they needed that either. That was the other one I was like, don't really need a Waller show. I mean, you already have Creature Commandos. Like, why are we doing Waller? And we have Peacemaker. We have Creature Commandos. We don't need a Waller show. But I think it'll be interesting to see how the Clayface movie hits. I think it does have potential. If it's
I'm worried about that one. I don't think that's going to end up going over well.
I don't know. We've seen horror movies have been having a resurgence last few years, and this one has good pedigree behind it. The trailer looks good. I could definitely see Clayface ended up being a surprise hit. It doesn't look like they spent a lot of money on it, so I think that one has pretty good upside, and then we'll see what happens with the second Superman movie. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, because the MCU started off with like the heaviest hitters they could get, considering the limitations of their rights issues. Because when the MCU, when Disney started the MCU, like they had Universal still had rights to the Hulk. Sony had the movie rights to Spider-Man. Fox had the rights to X-Men. So they were kind of limited with what they could start with. But they had the Iron Man as the foundation, big hero, who's still a big hero. Then they went with Captain America. And they had a Hulk movie. They had a Thor movie, and then they tied it all together with an Avengers movie. And when that popped off for them, then they went, okay, take a shot. Let's take a risk here. Let's go Ant-Man here. And, let's go Guardians of the Galaxy. Take some flyers, and it worked out. Appreciate the 5 Wolverine or Black Panther. Sonic Panther or Wolverine. I'm definitely taking MCU Panther all day. But if the second Superman movie doesn't do well, then that's then it's going to be a little sketchy, but I think it's going to be good. Even though Jay hates Brainiac.
I'm just over Brainiac. You know what I mean?
Decided Brainiac and everything, which I get. He's been a lot of stuff, but I think it's gonna be good, and I like that they're kind of like reeling things back a little bit. You know, they're not panicking because DCU is still in a decent spot, but they're definitely like looking into things and trying to make sure that they're making better bets. And I think Lanterns is gonna pop off for them. So that's gonna be a W after the Supergirl L.
Yeah, for sure. I'm in on this, and I thought that was a good episode to get us started. I just saw discussing film tweet. We interviewed Damon Lindelof and Tom King about the shocking twist ending of Lanterns episode 1. Quote, the fans are going to hate us.
Yeah. well, I say, if you're being specific, the Snyder fans are going to hate us, but they already hated you. so I don't think that is nothing really lost there.
Yeah, I don't really think I'm not worried. I mean, obviously, Hal, I don't count on Hal being there for the long run anyway,
Yeah.
That's why you cast Kyle as an older gentleman. You're not planning by the casting he's not intended to be there for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. 10 years from now, he's probably not going to be doing this. So I don't know. I feel like there's two paths for him to not be dead forever, and that's Parallax and Black Lantern. So
yeah, even then I think they're ready to establish that he's going to be Appreciate the 5. He's going to be, even if he comes back, I don't think he's going to be around that. I think Guy and John are going to be the clear main lanterns going forward. Maybe Hal, his Hal pops up assuming he comes back to life, he'll pop up in some stuff for a little bit. But I think the focus will be on probably John, but we'll see how. So I would imagine the first Green Lantern movie will prominently feature John.
Yeah.
If anything,
I think he is properly being seen here. I think this is absolutely a version of Hal Jordan. It's just not the one that everybody wants, and that's the difference. And I think my biggest thing right now that I just want to see DC do is they need to do some fan service. I think they've been doing some James Gunn service.
Yeah.
And while James Gunn is a great fan, he is not an everyman. He is a little too in the weeds. And I just think they need to have a few safe projects that the fans are going to just I don't like a writer coming out and saying the fans are going to hate us because we decided to take a risk when they're not in a position to take these risks yet. You know what I mean? I feel like you've got to earn some favor before you could make risks like that. At least, am I crazy?
Not necessarily, but I don't necessarily agree that they shouldn't go for risk, but because they plan all this stuff out in advance. I think definitely there were some risks they should not have taken, and they've walked those back. The Themyscira show and the Waller. I think those are definitely risks
right, and that goes into what I'm saying though, and I appreciate that they realize that before they say, nope, we said we're gonna do it and we're gonna do it, and then find out, oh shit, we shouldn't have done it.
But the fan service thing is a good point, because I think that's what held a lot of people back from the Superman movie, even though it was generally well liked, people enjoyed it. But the one complaint was that they felt Superman didn't get to be like a badass, and I think that's valid. Like compared to Spider-Man: Brand New Day, Peter has this time when he's sad and depressed eating pizza, but he gets to be Spider-Man a lot. He for a lot of that movie, and it kind of felt like they skipped all of it, pretty much all of his hero stuff. Like, even though my biggest issue with Spider-Man is how they kind of passed over the villains, they didn't really. They at least showed him fighting and being Spider-Man, being a hero, and compared to Superman, where they just were like, okay, we're going to tell you what he did the last few years on screen with text, and then when we get into the first fight, he's getting the shit beat out of him, and then that's going to happen throughout the entire movie until the very, very end. So I do understand that aspect of it, and I hope that in the second one, Man Tomorrow, that they make sure they include he takes that feedback and includes front loads more stuff where Superman gets to be heroic, gets to be Superman, we get to see that power fantasy on screen where he's saving people, he's mogging, he's stopping bad guys, he's catching punches with his finger, doing Superman stuff.
And I think that's why Christopher Reeve's Superman is so beloved, is because they did do that for him, back then. But I think that's always the challenge of Superman is, how do you properly give resistance so it's not just him constantly winning, which is what he should do.
And it's not even that much, like, because like the Christopher Reeve stuff was like campy, over the top, but we've seen them do good stuff with Superman stories, like My Adventures with Superman. I thought was really good. Like I watched season 1. It was really, I thought they did a really good job of telling a Superman story where Superman he's powerful, sure, but also can be vulnerable, like, because he's new, he's inexperienced. So there are times where he gets his ass kicked, and then there are times where he's kicking a lot of ass. So, and obviously Smallville, the GOAT, the GOAT show, my definitive live action Superman, and they made that work for 10 seasons, built them up, and I think that. And I think Man of Tomorrow, I think the Superman movie wasn't too far off from that. I think they just needed, like, even a montage, like a couple of scenes where he's fighting and just winning, like even against the kaiju battle. Like, if they could have made that more of him, because he was clearly not threatened by the kaiju, and but instead of having the Justice Gang there, they could have just made that a fight where Superman is mostly just kicking his ass and just to demonstrate his power. Just have a few more scenes just demonstrating his power before you get into him getting his ass beat. Just a little something before that. It doesn't need much, because I thought overall they handled it well. It's just like you needed more. We saw Fantastic Four and Spider-Man: Brand New Day all do a much better job of that. I think that was like the biggest problem, where those movies did a much better job of establishing the heroes, with actual action on screen rather than just exposition in text form. Like, that's the key takeaway. So as long as he fixes that, I think the second one will do better than the first one.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. Some little R farming, like Doctor Doom. Like people are so hyped for the Avengers. Like, even though Thor is getting his ass beat, like people are hyped because it's cool. Like, this is the reason why Solo Leveling is one of the most popular anime of the decade. people love watching powerful characters aura farm. Like it's very cool. Like they enjoy watching a little bit of that power fantasy. You know, seeing Doom catch Thor's axe with his finger and then summon some sentinels. That's just pure aura. Like that's awesome. Like people want to see cool stuff like that in their superhero films. That's at the end of the day what a lot of what captures people's imaginations with these comics, like seeing them do fantastic things. And we don't, everything doesn't have to be struggle and deconstruction and everything. Like sometimes you just want to see some guys in cool costumes punch each other and do cool stuff. Like
that's obviously the advantage of having like Smallville benefited from being a 25 episode a season show that lasted a long time, and obviously that's harder to convey in a 2-hour movie. But
I mean, I thought that's the thing. They did that in the movies too. Like I thought Superman Returns did a good job of that. I thought Man of Steel did a good job of that. These movies had other problems, but
sure.
When it comes to just showing off Superman's powers without it being too OP, I thought they did a good job.
Yeah, no, and I'm not like disputing that. I'm just saying that like it's easier to flesh out over the course of like 10, 15, 45-minute episodes than it necessarily is 1-2 hour movie. That's it.
I don't even think it is. Like I think it's harder to tell out. I think it's harder to tell if you're trying to tell a really long drawn out arc. Yeah, it's much better to convey that in the form of a TV series, where you have episodes to build up, different characters, different arcs for a longer time. But I think classic superhero stories, the stuff you pick up in comics, they're kind of designed for like smaller contained arcs where you can consume them and they would make like a couple hour adaptations. We see them really typically do a really good job of this with the animated movies. Mm-hmm. and it's just would be nice to see more of that translated over into live action. Because I thought, because for years now, I was exclusively watching the DC and Marvel animated stuff, and I thought the DC anime stuff was just so much better than everything they were putting out in live action, except for like the occasional hit like the Batman movies or whatever like that. It was like they really nailed the animation stuff, but DCU was kind of lacking in a lot of other areas, and that's because the DC anime stuff typically was pretty faithful to the comics and did a lot of, as you called it, fan service. They leaned into it rather than trying to downplay it or do their own experimental like bullshit. Like no, just like yeah, people like this comic. Let's put it on screen for the fans who want to see it. And I thought that's what made those really endearing. And I'm hoping we can see a little more of that in DC. And I'm encouraged so far with Lanterns, even though they definitely took a risk there. With Hal Jordan fans will not be happy in the morning, but I think everyone else, John Stewart fans, we up. Everyone else, I think, seems to be having a good time, and I'm excited for episode 2.
Samesies.
So, what's your final score for episode 1?
Yeah, I think it's a solid 8.7.
8.7. Because I have to disagree with Jay, I'm going to go 8.9.
Nice. I like it.
All right. So that's it for this week in the Aftershow podcast. Appreciate everyone for hanging out. We're not going to make this like a annual thing. I just wanted to do this for the premiere.
First episode. Yeah.
Just for the first episode because I knew it was going to be a big deal. So, but we will be this. Well, I was of course be discussing the episodes in subsequent weeks, and or we could do weekly stuff. Maybe Jay could figure out the Discord thing. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, I'll have it figured out by next time. I don't know what was going on with the app. I just knew that like there was no. I would have to download the app and log in. And when I was working it out as the show started, I had to like text my brother because it for some reason is linked to his email, and
Okay.
and it had to send him a code, and I knew I would have to re-download it on PlayStation and do that again, and it would just take too long. So I'll get that situated.
Yeah. So I thought it was a fun setup, for have the first hour cover the weekly news, and then the second hour, we can watch Lanterns.
I mean, if you're not watching along, it's probably not even remotely interesting. We're just basically both looking at our monitors, watching the show, and like, because I mean, we interjected a little bit here and there, but I didn't want to distract you too much, and I'm sure you felt the same way. So
I had my headphones on, so I could like faintly hear you in the background.
Yeah.
So
my headphones do both. So
yes, I was good, but yeah, because I also knew I was slightly ahead of you, so I didn't want to.
I think we were pretty synced. I think you were only like about 2 seconds ahead of me. Yeah, but like
because I was going by, I was listening to your reactions, and I would rewind a little bit.
Yeah, I think you weren't that far ahead of me, so I was fine. Like I knew that sometimes you would react. I'm like, oh, something's about to happen. Yeah. Like, and it would happen like very quickly after. So I was like, all right, whatever, it's no big deal.
Yeah, we'll sync up. We'll sync up better next time.
Yeah, well, we were perfect to start, but then I didn't realize that I was only showing a black screen on Discord. That's unfortunate. I should have known that would happen. It happens on Netflix, so
yeah. So we'll get the tech stuff figured out, and then and we'll cover it next week, and so definitely check that out. And tomorrow night I'll be live for the PlayStation State of Play of Phantom Blade Zero. So if anyone wants to hang out for that, I'm looking forward to that gameplay deep dive. I think it's at 10 p.m. Eastern because they're over in China, so it's going to be a later than typical State of Play, to accommodate them over there. But it's Phantom Blade Zero. I will definitely be awake for that. I cannot wait.
And I've played it. I'm excited.
Yeah, I can't wait to play it. And then Gamescom is the week after, so a lot of cool stuff happening. Appreciate everyone hanging out. Thank you all for support once again. I'm Sadot the Gamer.
I am not Casual Avenger,
but we hope you enjoyed his deep dish while watching Lanterns. Zip it up and zip it out. Peace, my naysayers.